Welcome to Don't Quote Me. I'm your host, Sean Hughes. This is a show about quotes. I think that says it all, really, doesn't it? Of course, as ever, our team captains, Fiona Looney on Team A. With Carl Spain. Andrew Maxwell. And our special guest is the author of the Irish Mammy books, comedian Colm O'Regan. Reading the quotes is our lovely old actor, Michael A. For people in Radioland, Michael A has just taken a bow. And that tradition, and now his back seems to have gone. So, Colm, what have you been up to besides growing that lovely beard?
I've been watching a lot of radio panel shows, and I have to say this is the best I've seen so far.
And it's not easy watching radio panel shows.
Colm is well known for just staring at his radio. Andrew, fact of the week?
Some of the finest snowboarding in the world is actually in Iran.
I like it. That's very good. Fiona, how's the menopause going?
It's fine, actually. Today was a good day. 5 showers, so that's pretty good. You
Just
know.
hot and cold, hot and cold. Carl?
My menopause is fine.
Yeah.
Good work. Right, let's start the quiz. Who said what? Is it always the first round? Fiona and Carl. Right. Listing an occupational hazard in 2012, a familiar face from Irish TV revealed...
Bank holiday weekends are a nightmare. Expectations are sky high. No one likes working on a bank holiday because you're on a hiding to nothing if you get it wrong.
What does a speaker do for a living?
The weather. It's the weather guy.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Oh, it's Martin King. No, one of the other ones. The winky guy. One of the women. The woman with the dress.
Jean Byrne, Evelyn Cusack, Professor Aidan Nolte. Is he still alive?
Jerry Fleming.
Jerry Fleming, the winky one.
I said the winky one. That's
No, I'm giving them an extra point for that. Well done, Colm. Straight in there. Special guest gets it right.
Oh, well, we give all the information. Like, it's like I give you 20 clues. And then you just come along with the correct answer.
You gave 20 names. I didn't realise there were so many weather people in Ireland.
Yeah.
There's only one winky one, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you how to give out points, but you should probably get a half a point for getting me.
I don't want it now. Keep your point.
Oh, my God. People are just giving points willy-nilly. The audience, you get another point there. Right, Andrew and Colm, which Irish showbiz star told the following story?
One fella offered 1,000 camels for me. We were standing on a pier in Egypt and he besieged me, and it went on all day, coming up from 200 camels. And this guy wasn't joking. He already had 4 wives, so what's a 5th?
Good work there, Michael A.
It sounds like
Dana. Oh, I mean it. If I was a kinky sultan, she'd be the one I'd want to take to the harem.
there's a Mills and Boon book title that is just waiting to be written. Dana and the Kinky Sultan. Sing that song to me again, the one about all the things you like, he whispered in her ear.
Throwing dates at her Ulster face.
I'd say growing up in the north, she was probably offered, I'll give you 20 camels and 5 Benson and Hedges.
Is it Alison Doody, who is in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? That was filmed in the Middle East. She was a beautiful woman. I'm sure she's still alive.
She still is, yeah.
While Andrew
Don't talk about her in the past tense.
Our official spokesman he's delivering the official answer. I'm going to also guess twink.
Sorry, hang on a second. Colm, have you listened to the programme? Because you don't get 2 goes on these things. And now I'm passing it over.
Oh, like we didn't know it was Twink.
There you go, point for Fiona
Adele
and Carl.
King, yeah.
Behave yourself, Colm. Here's your question, Fiona and Carl. Which famous document opens with the words...
Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations.
That's the thing that was printed in rebellion.
Thing about
the proclamation of Irish independence from Yeah.
It's a very,
Everyone
it's a
knows
very,
that bit of it.
yeah.
Everyone knows the start of it. But you'd have to say, to be fair to the men of 1916, there were many things, but graphic design was not one of their fortes. And, the print just gets smaller and smaller. Nobody's ever read all the way to the end.
Is that like the exact opposite of Star Wars?
No.
Yes. Yeah, it is, yeah.
In a country far,
in
far
the
away.
80s.
There's a bonus point here. Whose signature appeared first on this document?
I think it's Tom Clark, isn't it?
It's Clarky, yeah.
Oh, Clarky.
Oh, Clarky, what a boy.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a card.
Played football, did he, Clarky? Oh, Clarky did great there signing that.
Was it like a birthday card at work? Where it was just the last gap left and someone just said, oh, yeah, whatever.
Right, Andrew and Colm, here's your question. What's the connection between the 1916 rebels and the following passage in the Irish Times?
What is the fireside citizen to do with these hours? He can cultivate an easy conversation with his family. He can do some mending and painting. Best of all, perhaps, he can read Shakespeare.
Was it the fact that because of the 1916 rising, broadband was down and so people had to make time and then make their own entertainment?
Close.
Well, if it wasn't the broadband, but we were close.
But we were close to the broadband.
What came before broadband?
Yeah, it was words.
It's the GPO was the telegraph hub for Ireland, and that was one of the reasons why they took over there so they could bring down the communication.
And also, they made the first ever, didn't they make the first ever radio broadcast? But they had no radio to listen to it, so they never knew whether anyone was listening, much like the kind of experience we're going through now.
Very similar.
So, what is your answer, Andrew?
What is our answer?
It's something to do with the communications being disrupted. People had more time.
No, you're wrong.
No, was it because there was a bit of a stopgap between the rebellion being crushed and the actual execution of the leaders, and they were in Kilmainham jail?
Not really.
Was it the way of sending coded messages?
No, I'm going to answer this because I don't think...
Well, it's easy for you because you've got the answer.
Yeah,
right
I'm not going
in
to give
front of
myself a point. What's written down is really weird. It goes, for 1 month after the rising, anyone breaking curfew from 8:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. could be shot on sight.
When you think about it, it was during the spring back then, and that was such a cruel thing for Irish people to not be allowed out after a certain time, because literally they wouldn't have known whether there was a grand stretch in the evenings or not.
It's true.
Yeah. Right, musical interlude time now. Can you name the hard rock classic which features the following lyrics?
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Wow. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with the word she can get what she came for.
Michael A., I've got Wonderwall by Oasis.
Ooh, and she's buying a stairway to heaven.
Yeah!
Specsavers my ass.
Well done, Michael A. Stairway to heaven. It won't be long now.
I'm practicing, dear boy.
That is cruel. Sten a stair lift to heaven.
Well
That was
done.
awesome.
Anyway, here's the question. Open to all. 45 years ago, Stairway to Heaven got its world premiere performance in Ireland.
And 44 years ago, it finished.
Can you name the city and the venue?
44 years ago.
No, that was Colm's joke. It was 45 years ago. The song is long. I think that was the joke.
Belfast. Belfast?
Belfast. what was
King's
the venue?
Hall.
Ulster Hall.
Right, 1 point each. Kind of boom.
There's
Indeed.
only 2 halls. When they're in the King's Hall, we're in the Ulster Hall. But weirdly, when we're in the Ulster Hall, they're in the King's Hall. But we're all getting on really well.
Right, I'm scared now. That was the end of round 1.
No!
Audience on 4 points. Fiona and Carl, 5 points. Andrew and Colin, 3 points. Michael A on 1 point. Right, this is Words Fail Me, where words come back to haunt. Fiona and Carl, here's your question. In May 2002, Fair City thought they'd put another episode, brilliant episode, safely in the can, but they were wrong. In it, the character Paul said...
Sure will be fine as long as he doesn't lose his head.
Who lost his head, forcing a Fair City reshoot?
A Fair City reshoot, that's like that Oscar Wilde quote, like to do it once is unfortunate, to do it twice.
Careless, yeah, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I've never seen Fair City. I'm playing out in the street when it's on.
Come on, guys. You know?
I'm tempted to say it was that desperately unfortunate hostage Ken Bigley, but that would be an incredibly poor taste and would
No,
have
that wasn't that
would have
recent.
no role in a popular tea time radio show, would it?
We
It's
don't.
an expression.
Oh right,
The person didn't lose his head,
Okay.
as in he lost his temper.
What?
All
And
right.
they had to remake Fair City
Yeah, 'cause someone
because someone
their
lost their temper.
Yes.
What?
Well, why is it when the viewer loses his temper at Fair City, they never reshoot it?
Oh,
It wasn't
Eric
Roy
Hampton.
Keane, was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
What? Why?
that's mental.
When he
They
lost his head
reshot
and left
Fair
the World
City.
Cup.
And what's that got to do with
Oh,
Fair
did
City?
they-
Because they were
shoot-
talking about Roy Keane.
Like what?
No, because the thing was, Andrew, he pretty much said, "Oh, we'll do well in the World Cup, whatever, as long as Roy doesn't lose his head."
Oh.
And then he lost his head, so they had to reshoot it.
Would it still not apply, you know?
Is
or-
the answer Roy Keane?
The answer to every question is Roy Keane. No points for everyone. The audience lost one. It's all getting
A little known fact, ever since then, every time now when they're shooting Fair City around the time of a major sporting championship that Ireland are involved in, they have to shoot like 25 versions of what might happen.
Andrew and Colin, let's go on for your question. Which sitcom character, famous for putting his foot in it, ruined his chances of an Irish TV gig when he said,
I think the Irish are going through a major image change. The old image of leprechauns, shamrocks, Guinness, horses running through council estates, toothless simpletons. I think people are saying, yes, there's more to Ireland than this.
who said that, Andrew and Colin?
A sitcom character.
Yeah.
And the sitcom character said it in character.
Yeah.
Made that statement.
Yeah.
In a sitcom.
Yeah.
This is like the way you buy time when somebody says, "Are you ready to order, sir?" Yes, I'll have the Del Boy. Del Boy.
Del Boy?
I don't know. He didn't put the accent on. I don't know.
The answer is none other than Father Ted.
No, I'll pass it over.
Is it Alan Partridge?
Yes, indeed it is, my friend. Okay. Right, to Carl and Fiona for the bonus point here. Steve Coogan played the movie version of live music mogul Tony Wilson, but which All-Ireland winning football manager had this to say about the man behind New Order and the Happy Mondays?
Tony fell in love with our family and everyone around the town. He came every Christmas, came at Easter, came at summer. Every break there was, he came. Once you were a friend of Tony, that was it.
Do you know this? I think
Go for one of the Dublin managers.
no, I have a feeling that it was Sean Boylan, the Meath manager.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That deserves a point.
Do you ever notice though that people always refer to impressive people in music as music mogul? Like you'd never hear someone saying like, you know, oh, he's a heating and plumbing mogul. Like, why is it just music that?
That's
has
because they're
moguls?
tycoons.
Oh, that's true.
You do have fridge magnets, though.
Very good point, Colin. Right, Andrew and Colin, this is the weird one, because this was spoken by an android. The following line earned a British Broadcasting ban for an episode of which franchise?
The Irish unification of 2024.
This is spoken by an android
Yeah.
in a TV show.
How humanoid was the android? Was it a bucket with knobs on it, or did it look kind of human?
I didn't see the episode.
And it was an episode of a...
Franchise.
Franchise.
But like Starbucks or something.
No, I don't think it's Starbucks. Starbucks was a character in Battlestar Galactica.
Was it Data in Star Trek Next Generation?
You don't have to tell me. Actually, you're absolutely right. Is it? I didn't know about Data. Is that the name of the android?
Yeah, the one that had a kind of waxy complexion.
2 points.
Little known fact.
That is your catchphrase, I've noticed. Little known fact.
Little known fact, it was a human actor played Data in Star Trek Next Generations because the technology to create a robot that good hadn't been invented until like last year.
Is that really a little known fact, Colin?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
It was banned in the 90s in the UK, but it was finally screened in Belfast at a festival in 2007.
His words were spoken by an actor
Sorry.
in the 90s. Yeah.
Right, here's a musical interlude. This is open to all. Sticking with the band in Britain theme. Little known fact. It's one of the worst songs ever written by a Beatle, and it was banned in the UK. Can you name it?
I'm not singing this. Great Britain, you are tremendous, and nobody knows like me. But really, what are you doing in the land across the sea?
Buzz in.
Yeah.
I have it. Give Ireland back to the Irish. By Paul
Absolutely.
McCartney.
Yeah, and his band name is band.
And his band Wing.
And for a bonus point, can you name the year?
Yes.
Andrew?
1972.
Good work, my friend.
The hardest part of that was that my guess was correct and not going, really?
Was it a guess?
It was. I knew it was early 70s, but
It had to be. That's when the Troubles were particularly hot.
yeah.
Right, a round of applause as we end round two.
Irish, don't make them have to take it away. Give Ireland back to the Irish. Make Ireland Irish today.
The scores. Michael, 1. Audience, 3. Andrew and Colin, 5. Fiona and Carl, 9. Round 3 is the Big Brother round where who's watching who and writing it down. Now, when files from the US Embassy in Ireland were opened a few years back, they contained reports on some of our towering political figures of the recent past. Who did the embassy think, in their words,
Would be a brilliant leader of any country.
Bertie Ahern.
over we go?
What era was this?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I suppose
but
that's
like-
fair enough, because if you told us the era, we'd probably
Yeah,
be able to.
it'd be fairly straightforward.
He'd be a brilliant leader of any country,
This is what they put in their
including
files.
Peru and Saudi Arabia.
That's their thinking.
Was that the
Japan.
full quote, or was the second line, but here? Or
But here, not so great.
I'm going to go with Charlie Haughey, because we wouldn't have the quote.
Garrett Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I can see him being the king of Saudi Arabia.
Right, Andrew and Colin. Who did the embassy describe as?
Capable, high-powered and ambitious. Quite different from run-of-the-mill IRA followers.
Charlie Haughey.
Garrett Fitzgerald. No, of course it was Charlie High.
Yeah, that's because he wasn't following, he was leading.
Fiona and Carl. And which then serving Irish president did the file say?
Lives largely in the past. Drinks brandy straight. Likes all food, especially steak. But not fond of ham. Allergic to eggs and mayonnaise.
I would make a reasonably educated guess on this, and it's
So
purely
that's
based
what you're
on-
here for.
Well, it's not really, but
Like grabbing the concept of the quiz rather late.
last show. I'm purely basing this on the little-known fact that Eamon de Valera loved his gargle. So I'm going to say Eamon de Valera.
You are absolutely bang on the money. Well done.
How is
Right.
that a little known fact?
No, we
Irish man likes booze.
I was American.
He was American.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving you an extra point for that as well. And the audience haven't got anything for a while, so 2 points to them.
Oh.
Returning to High, this is for you guys. Returning to High, legend has it that when the Taoiseach showed up after a key game of the Charlton era, one English-born player asked another,
Who's that? I don't know. But I think he owns a tea shop.
it really did happen, we're told, but when and where?
I suppose it was, Charlie Haughey was still around then. Italia 90, that's when he went out, didn't he?
Absolutely. And what team had just beaten them? He was famously at this game.
Oh, it's Ireland-Italy match, was it?
You are so on the money. 2 points for you there, fella.
Wow, what an obscure question. Who beat Ireland in Italia 90?
Right, point off, you little kind of. Carl, again, why twice?
I'm in a
tonight?
mood.
Right, it's getting tight now for the final round. Right, audience on 5. You can still win this, audience. You can still win this. Andrew and Colm 8, and Fiona and Carl were on 11. Now 10. Right, quick fire round. This is all tagged in now. Can you identify the following movies from their poster taglines? And they all qualify as Irish under the grandmother rule. Right, this is falsely accused, wrongly imprisoned. He fought for justice to clear his father's name.
Oh, it's in. I'm in it. I'm in that film. It's
which
in
film is it?
In the name of the Father.
Which I am in. So yes, put the point down. Go on.
Yeah, I will put the point down. But what were you in it?
Sean, before she answers.
Which prisoner were you?
I'm delighted to be able to say the sentence. I was a screw.
It was a long time ago.
How many lines did you have?
None by the time it went out.
What
The
did you have
lines
to
were
do?
cut. I had to frisk
Oh.
Jerry Connon's mother.
Nice.
Was it the actress
It's
that
a very
played the
long
mother,
time
or
ago.
did you just frisk the mother that happened
Frisked-
to be there?
I both.
Right, here's the next one. This is the ad tag. It just says, brutal.
Oh, I know
Were you in it?
How many films were you in?
but I do know it. I do know it. The Courier.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well done.
Wow.
One Irish reviewer called it brutal, as in crap, but the global distributors thought it was a recommendation. This film is brutal. Right, next one. They had absolutely nothing, but they were willing to risk it all.
Buzz. Is it The Commitments?
Why are you doing this imaginary buzz?
I don't know.
Just say commitments.
The Commitments.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, you were in that.
you
I was
were
in that, but you won't hear me talk. Ooh, I was in that. Had lines and everything.
You were in The Commitments, Sean.
Yeah.
In like practically an Oscar, well, not an Oscar-winning movie, but a big movie. And here you are.
Little known fact.
Right, little.
Showbiz can go up and down.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, here's another one. There's nothing quite about a romance like this.
Oh, I know what it is. It's The Quiet Man.
Yes, indeed, Andrew Maxwell.
Thank you.
Michael, were you in that?
Right, last question. This is quite tense, right? The audience are on 10. So I'm going to make this a 3-pointer. Because Fiona and Carl on 12.
You're so clever, Sean.
Andrew and Colm on 10. Michael's still alive. He's happy enough about that.
I know. I'm
You
gonna
come
fuck
here for a
this up.
second, sir. I just need some water.
That's the guy from Stokes Kennedy Crowley.
Sorry about that. I just
Yeah.
had a bit of a frog in my throat and just needed to sort of. Are we ready? Yeah? Everybody? More surprises than any film since Psycho. Oh my God! Well, that's the end of the show.
Is it the snapper?
Unlucky, Carl. Unlucky. You all did amazingly.
More surprise. There was only one surprise. It's a
There's
dude.
a few surprises.
What was the other surprise?
I turned down that role.
Right, shall we get the scores up? Michael, still alive. Andrew and Colm, 10. Good work. Nearly got there. Fiona and Carl, a very nice 12. And tonight's winners with 13 points, the audience! Thank you for thank my guests tonight, Michael, Andrew, Colm, Fiona Looney, Carl, and the audience. I've been Sean Hughes. This has been Don't Quote Me.
Bye.